everyone, so very long time no see. I'm about to film 4 videos back to back, so this is what you're gonna be seeing for the next 4 videos. Are gonna be my Shadowhunters reviews. So the quality of this video is a little bit better because I'm actually using my actual camera instead of using my computer to film. So because this video is actually going to be just a review. So usually, you know how I do my reactions where I'm actually like reacting to the episode, and then I will have a little discussion afterwards. So I was, like I explained in the last video that I made, that I was gonna have to take a little bit off. But yeah, like quite a few things has happened, and since my last like Shadowhunters videos, I got a job. I got 2 jobs actually. My senior year ended. I'm just yeah, things are happening. But anyway, so yeah, this video is going to be a review because last night I actually binge watched all the last 4 Shadowhunters videos that I missed. I watched all 4 of them last night. It was quite the journey. And then I did notes for all of the episodes, and so these videos are basically just going to be me fangirling and reviewing all in one video, so I hope you enjoy these. Also, I wanted to mention at the beginning of this, the 2 episode 2 hour whatever finale that is happening tonight, I will be reacting and reviewing and all that tomorrow. I will actually be having a reaction for that because I know the majority of you actually like watching me react, which is cool. So do not fear, I'm going to have an actual reaction uploaded sometime tomorrow night, most likely. The reason why all these right now are going to be reviews is because I thought that would be the fastest and most efficient way for me to get all these videos up about reviewing the episodes. And yeah, without further ado, this first this first video is going to be on the 5th episode. So I have my notes here, so let's just get down to it. Alright, so it starts off with Lilith and Magnus having a conversation. If you remember at if you remember the episode before that, she knocks on his door and he's like, hey, I need your warlock help. And so this episode basically picks off exactly where the last one left off. There is a Ragnar Fell mention, which I was like, oh, be still, my beating heart. So they have a conversation. She was actually telling him the truth. She's like, I have a dude, he's a soldier. I'm afraid that his love is going to get in the way of like what I'm telling him to do. So Magnus is like, I can help with that. I have an elixir, but with that, you need a piece of your soul to be in it so that it can work. And she's like, but it's not me. And he's like, well, you need a part of the soul regardless. So what she does, I'll talk about later in the thing. So she has to get a bit of Clary's soul, since that's the one that Jace is in love with. Obviously, we know this. I have a side note here. I'm like, my nose itches. I really love how they're doing Magnus's magic in this episode. I really like how Magnus's magic looks in this season. It's really improved since the first season. Especially how they do it where like it'll not pan out, but it'll like not be in focus for a minute. That'll come back and it's like he's finished. And it's like the thing that happens when like he's finished with his magic, when he's finished with the potion, elixir. That's what I meant to say. Anyway, so next there is a place conversation. So Clary and Jason are having a conversation in the you know, that little outside training area that they go in sometimes. And so they're just talking, and Jace is like, I'm gonna go talk to the Silent Brothers, maybe they can help me. Clary's like, okay, I mean, I guess I can work, hopefully they'll help. And so they have that conversation, and it's conversations like this where I really like watching their relationship, because it shows that Jace, you know, he trusts his family, but he really trusts Clary, and Clary really wants to be there for him. So I really like this dynamic with the relationship. We still have not really gotten a chance to see them just relax. We've gotten, like with Malik, you know how we've gotten those like cute scenes and like they're domestic and stuff like that. Clary and Jace have just constantly, like since the first time they met, they've been in this constant, like, there's something crazy happening, there's a killer on the loose, like Jace was brought back from the dead. There's just always kind of something happening within the relationship, so we still haven't really gotten to see them like just be a couple. So I'm looking forward to that hopefully in the future, but it's not gonna happen for a while. Because then there's an actual Malik scene, which I loved this whole scene. It was a really like complex scene. And so Alec comes out wearing Magnus's shirt, which I thought was so like boyfriend wearing his boyfriend's shirt. That's adorable. Anyways, so Alec, this was actually, I really like this episode because of what, if me messing with my hair bothers you, I'm sorry. I know that's kind of annoying when you're watching somebody and they're like messing with them. Anyways, but Alec. So he brings up, he's like, hey, I'm over here all the time. Why don't I just move in? And so Magnus, like I said, I really like this episode because of this conversation. Magnus was like, you know what? We've only been seeing each other for 2 months. And they have. Also, yeah, because of the fact that their relationship also has kind of moved quickly too. Like, and they also talk about another very touchy subject. Alex sees Magnus like messing with that box of his, and it's that box that he has all of his mementos from like his past loves. And so he sees there's a picture of somebody named George, and so he's like, oh, well, is that entire box like to this guy? And Alec Magnus is like, no, that each thing in that box is of somebody that I really cared for in the past. So this kind of just led to where I thought it was going to lead. So Alec was like, well, great, I'm, you know, you're immortal, I'm a shadow hunter, we don't live forever, so I'm just gonna become another memento in your box. Because out of all the people that Magnus has been with, Alec is the one that's like the one, you know, he's the one person that he's kind of been in love with, the most in love with out of all the people. And so we have this dilemma of the fact that one day Alec is going to die and Magnus is most likely not going to, because he is immortal. So this was brought up already in the show. We don't even have an answer to this dilemma in the books. Like, they're still living their lives and we still don't have any kind of answer to whether or not, like, what's gonna happen. My theory is that it'll go down how nature intends it. Alec is going to eventually die and Magnus is going to live on, because that's just how it's always been. And the reason I think this is because, like, Magnus has Tessa. They're both immortal, basically. And Alex still has, you know, his brother, his sister, his parents, his friends. Well, not really his friends, mostly his family that are also Shadowhunters and are also mortal. So he can't, I don't know if he'd be able to live on forever without his family, without his parabatai, because that bond is like super special. But yeah, anyway, so then the next scene is the conversation between Jace and Simon. I just love their banter. And then next up we have Lilith, and she conjures up this like demon that needs to go and get Clary, like a piece of her soul. I think I've mentioned this before, but I really like the actress that they chose to play Lilith. Lilith. I really think that she like, how she's doing is really good. I like it. But yeah, that demon that came up was disgusting. And then it ended up attacking Izzy because she was wearing some mundane clothes. That was really funny. She was like, can I borrow something of yours? I need something mundane to wear. I thought that was funny because she went on a date with that like doctor dude, and so far he seems really cool. I really want to like him, but I'm just like constantly suspicious of people that are like around the Shadowhunters, especially these Shadowhunters, because of like manipulation and stuff. But so far he seems really cool and I trust him so far. I really want to trust him. But yeah, so since she was wearing something of Clary's, that demon went after her. When that demon went after her, she obviously had to fight it off, right? But then she got hurt in the process, and then the guy whose name I already forgot, he like finds her in an alleyway, and she needs to get stitches. Usually she will just use the, you know, Iratzi. She doesn't ever need mundane medicine, medical attention. And so this is the first time that she ever gets stitches. And then we have that next scene with Clary and Luke. And so I just love their relationship. Luke is one of my favorite characters in this show. He's such a father figure to everybody, especially Clary. And I just love all their scenes together. I think their acting, like Kat's acting especially, really like comes out when she's around Isaiah, and I just love that so much. And so she finally tells him like what went down at Lake Lynn, that she used the witch and she brought Jace back. And so he is like trying to calm her down, because she's like freaking out and she's crying and she's like, you know, everything's going bad and I ruined everything. And he's like, you know what, you need to chillax. So what they do is that they go talk to Cleophas, which is Luke's sister, because they think that she can help them talk to Ethereal, which is that one angel that they like set free. And so Cleophas is like, I don't think I can do it, but Clary, I think you can summon him. And so Luke is like, what did he say? He's like, I know this is important, but so are you. I was like, that's cute. And then Clary came back and she was like, so is Jason. Alright, so I had to stop my video for the third time because my camera's dumb, but I'm gonna just continue on. Alright, where did I leave off? Alright, so yeah, Clary was gonna summon Ethereal. She ends up doing that. He comes down in all his glory, and then he gets stabbed through the chest by Lilith's demon flying self. And I have some pictures that I found of like yeah, not Lilith, but of her like CGI stuff. I don't know. I'll post these right here because they look cool. I'm really impressed always with the what's it called, by the special effects of the show. I really enjoy it. I really liked how Ethereal looked. He looked very angelic. That's a word, or that's how you pronounce that word. Lilith looked really cool and gross and demonic. Yeah, so Lilith kills Ethereal. That happens. She takes a little bit of Clary's soul, so that ends up happening. And then the next scene is back at Jordan and Simon's place. Jace ends up meeting Jordan and certain things go on, and Jace, being the amazing shadow hunter that he is, finds out that Jordan is a werewolf within like 5 minutes. And I just really love all the scenes with Jace and Simon in particular because of the fact, like in that one part where Jace is like messing with stuff in the apartment and Simon's like, can you like stop messing with things. I just love their banter so much. And also, let me just mention once again that I'm just constantly very impressed by Dom's acting, because he's just wonderful. He is my favorite actor on the show. I enjoy watching his performances the most. But yeah, and it was very much represented, especially in the last episode, the what was it, 5, 6, 7, 8th episode. Anyways, you know, we'll get there. And we have that other scene where Alec, there's that one shadow hunter who's been in an episode before, that like white guy, and I really like him. He's really nice. And so he goes into Alex's office and he basically thanks him for helping him come out in the institute. So I thought that was really nice, and that just goes to show how important representation is, how important it is to be true to yourself. And in doing so, he not only helped himself, but he helped this other shadow hunter that he didn't even really know until then. And so I just thought that was a very nice scene, and I kind of hope to see that other, I forgot his name. Did he mention his name? He might have in the first episode he was in, but I really like that shadow hunter, and I'm kind of hoping that he's in more episodes because I liked him. He seemed really nice. And then we have that one of the last scenes where Jace and Alec are together. Another just, I love seeing them on screen. I love seeing their relationship with each other. I love seeing just how comfortable they are being with each other. And so what was it? So what did I write? And so Jace was telling him, he's like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to the Simon brothers. Alec, of course, is like, I'll go with you. And Jace is like, no, they're not gonna let you. And so I just love, Alec is just gonna do everything he can to support Jace and to help him and to be there for him. And I just really enjoy all their scenes together and their relationship. And you know, the very last scene is in the bar, which is the name I forgot. But I love Simon's voice. Simon is singing and he's performing his gig, and I just love Alberto's voice. I love his music in the show, and if any of you know where to find his actual like full-length music, please tell me, because I love it and I want to listen to it all the time. But then before the episode ends, here comes Lilith. Jace is at the bar and she slips the elixir into his drink, and then he like kind of automatically is like all soldier-like, and she's like, oh, perfect, like, how are you feeling? And he's like, what did he say? He's like a new man. That was funny and slightly cringy, but I mean, true. All right, but yeah, that's where 305 ended. So I'm going to stop this right now, dive into 306. If you're going to, I'm trying to make these not like 30 minutes long, so that if you want to binge watch all of my videos right now, that you're not sitting here for like an hour. I know some of you might enjoy that because I like long videos, but still, I'm trying to be considerate of your time, you know? But yeah, I really liked that episode. I really liked, especially in this episode, the conversation between Magnus and Alec. I really like that they brought up this. I feel like they have a very mature relationship in that they talk about these difficult things, but they can also be a little bit petty, as we see in the next episode, but they get past that, as we see in the next episode. So let's just end this video now. I'm gonna go ahead and start talking about 306 and then 307, 308, review and edit and do all these videos so I can upload them as quick as possible tonight. But yeah, let me know what you thought of 305. Let me know what you thought. Don't let me know what your theories are for the next one, because I'm gonna talk about it right now. But yeah, let me know what you thought about this episode in particular, and the same goes for all the next videos that I'm going to make. Yeah, so thank you all so much for watching, and I will see ya in my next video that I'm gonna film right now. I don't know what that was. Okay, bye bye. Thank you all for watching. Bye bye. Bye bye.